A lot of things has happened since we last met. First of all, as soon as you left, I founded a political party with my colleagues. It's called El-Adl, Justice Party. I co-founded it with other great young revolutionaries and activists who have been participating in the revolution. And our goal was to bring this activist spirit into political decision-making process. In a very short period of time, we were able to attract people's attention. We were able to introduce ourselves to the people in the street as a new, fresh face to the political life in Egypt. The idea of running for parliament was not even an option for me before, simply because I was underage. The minimum age for running was 30 years old, and I'm 29. So what happened is that all of a sudden, I think in July, the military council decided to minimize the age limit decide to decrease age limit to be 25 years old. At that moment, it was like the right moment for me to get involved and try to play the role of decision maker. So I ran. It was a great experience. It was tough. I've been attacked severely for very stupid things, like, for example, having too many foreign friends, like Europeans and Americans. I was even attacked for, with the claim, some Islamist opponents, actually, or rivals, competitors in the elections, claimed that I am normalizing with Israel, simply because I have some Jewish friends. So it was like very silly, and people started to believe this. So it somehow, disappointed me at the beginning. Another funny thing also was that during Eid al-Adha, people slaughter sheep. I hate the way people slaughter sheep in Egypt. They slaughter sheep in houses, and you see blood everywhere. And I commented on this, and I said I reject this. So the next day, I saw claims against me from Islamists again that I'm not a Muslim, and I'm like trying to ban what God has allowed to us. It told me that there are people in Egypt, including young people, by the way, who are still unable, despite we had a revolution, we had this big momentum, they are still unable to adapt and to understand that we are not anymore centralized or self-centered. We are universal citizens, if we can say. And this is what the future needs. This is how we will be able to build our country. We learn it, for example, about nonviolent action and tactics from Serbia, from the people, the revolutions that happened in Europe, and also from India, from Gandhi and his experience, from Martin Luther King in the US. This is how we became able to make the change in our country. If we were self-centered during this period, if we refused to learn from Martin Luther King, for example, because he's an American, or we refused to learn from Serbs because they are Europeans, this means we were not going to make anything change. I believe that the results for my list for the elections will be known in January. I think by mid-January or even before. I don't know if I'm going to succeed or fail, or win a seat or not, or my list will win a seat or not. But I believe that the real success I got was when I was waiting in the line with other voters, waiting to make their decisions about their future. And I've seen them lined in a very organized way. They were so beautiful. And this is what I've been fighting for years as a civil rights activist. So I believe that moment is really a moment of success for the revolution and for myself. The situation of women in Egypt is horrible. It's getting from bad to worse. In the parliamentary elections, for example, no woman was elected so far. I mean, all the women who ran as independent, they never won. And I believe that people did not vote for them simply because they are women. I know some of them who were very qualified. They were like super great. They were much, much better than the men they are competing with, but still they were not selected by the people. The women activists actually they can find the space to flourish, to show that they can be part of the change that's happening in Egypt. And I believe that there is a case of purposeful marginalization of women after the revolution, including, unfortunately, some of the men who label themselves as liberal or open-minded. Some of them, I've been talking with them directly, and they were rejecting women involvement with the claims that it's not time for women now, we are building democracy, and it's a tough job, and let's men do it, and then women come next, which is, for me, it's nonsense. Women are 51% of the population here in Egypt. So if you marginalize them, you are simply marginalizing 51% of the population, which means no democracy can never happen. It's not in a bad shape, but we are progressing. I mean, I believe that we are taking the right steps in the right direction. Things are not perfect yet, but we are growing slowly. We are learning to be more civilized, more respectable, more accepting to the other, and even more democratic. So it will take time, I'm sure, but during the process we will have failures, we will have successes, but at the end we will get to the point we want. I love to divide my time into certain parts so I can enjoy everything in the world. Beside blogging, beside protesting, beside running for elections, I was also working, continue my work for civil rights, and I was also playing squash, and I was learning new things in life, having my own personal life. I think it's important. Life is too short.